Okay, let's go. Hi, Brandon. Thank you for joining us on MMA Time.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm excited to join.
It's a great honor. So you're the striking coach at Jackson Wink for Jon Jones, Cowboy Cerrone, and a lot of other fighters. So we'd like to ask you a few questions, and Sweb is going to shoot the first one.
Yeah, I've got the first question. So we want to talk about your personal evolution as a coach. So as he just said, you work at Jackson Wink. It was crowned as the best gym in the world just last week. So it's you train top guys, the best in the world. You are considered one of the top striking coaches in MMA, but you're only in your 30s. So my question is, how do you feel today about where you're coming from and where you want to go as a coach?
Yeah, I'm very fortunate to have walked into the Jackson Winkeljohn School at a young age. Back then, Mike Winkeljohn had a striking school and Greg Jackson had a grappling school, and they were separate. But I started boxing at a young age, and I found my way to Mike Winkeljohn's in my early 20s. And shortly thereafter, we merged gyms with Greg Jackson. And from a young age, I got to train under the two best coaches in the sport. And along with that, I got to train alongside many great fighters. And back then, it was just fighters from Albuquerque, New Mexico, like Carlos Condit, Holly Holm, Diego Sanchez, Keith Jardine. And then over the years, the school opened up a little more. First, we had Rashad Evans come down, and then George St. Pierre, and then Jon Jones, and it just kept growing and growing. So it's a great atmosphere to be in, surrounded by many artists, many masters of their craft. But what got me into coaching is I suffered a bad leg injury as a young fighter, similar to Anderson Silva. And that injury hindered my fighting career. But I remember I sat down with Mike Winkeljohn and Greg Jackson and said, I'm so passionate about mixed martial arts. I love it. I've always been a martial artist. What do you think about me coaching? And they liked the idea, and I started working with amateurs and then young pros. And by the time I was 27, I was training Jon Jones and Carlos Condit and cornering UFC title fights. So it was a pretty fast ascension.
Yeah.
But I think I've just been ready for each opportunity.
And did you have to learn how to coach, or you just passed from the process of being a fighter to a coach?
I definitely had to learn. I think it's a much different craft than fighting. As a coach, you have to be very selfless. You have to give. You have to learn how to watch tape, how to study different opponents, how to understand each of your own fighters and their styles. Training John Dotson is very different than training Andrei Arlovsky. So I have to know each of my fighters very well and their strengths and weaknesses. And then also learning how to motivate each fighter is different, different personality types. I motivate Jon Jones very differently than I motivate maybe one of our young amateurs or young professionals. So I think it takes a lot more about understanding personalities, even more so than the technical aspects of coaching. But on the technical side, I did have to learn that. I had to learn how to master holding mitts. That's an art in itself. It's very different from classical striking. And how to hold for a variety of fighters as well. Each fighter has their own timing and rhythm, just like a musician.
Yeah.
So I have to master so many different styles of music.
Yeah, but I've got a question. In many sports, athletes only respect people who practiced at a high level, who competed at a high level. I take the example of the Cleveland Cavaliers, and we said LeBron James didn't want David Blatt because he wasn't a great player, he wasn't in the NBA before, and he wanted somebody like Tyronn Lue, who was in the NBA, who was in the finals, etc., etc. So, do the fighters respect you as much if you don't have a background as a top elite fighter?
I don't think it changes anything in my case. Greg Jackson himself wasn't a top level fighter. There's definitely coaches out there that were guys like Matt Serra. Were once UFC champions, and now, he trains Chris Weidman. But you look at boxing and great coaches like Angelo Dundee, who trained Muhammad Ali. He wasn't a fighter. He had just learned from a young age to coach and was always in the boxing gym. And same with Customato, the famous coach of Mike Tyson. Not all of them were high-level fighters themselves, but they definitely understood the craft. And I think that's one thing all of my fighters see from me is my understanding of the sport, my technical approach, and there's no way I could fake being a striking coach to Alistair Overeem or to Jon Jones or Carlos Condit, guys that know it at a very high level. And I think once we work together and establish, our strategy and game plan and work ethic, that regardless of my accolades as a fighter or not, they all respect me as a coach, and that's why they're coming to me.
And that's a good info, because now you are, by a lot of people, recognized as one of the top striking coach, but you're only in your 30s. Do you feel that you need to grow as a person and as a striking coach for a few more years, or do you already picture yourself as someday maybe a head coach or a gym owner? I don't know, in a few years?
I have had many great opportunities and offers already to become head coach at other gyms, but Jackson Winkeljohn is my home, and I know I still have a lot to learn from Mike Winkeljohn and Greg Jackson and the great fighters that I work with, and I just want to continue to develop my craft every day, but I also believe that I'll go down as one of the greatest coaches in all time in this sport. I think at a young age, already training so many gyms, I think the sky's the limit for me, and this sport is also so new that I think I could be one of the guys to really help develop it and take it to the next level as well.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go on the second part of the interview with the questions. In a period time of 8 months, we had two of the greatest fights of the years. We had Rory McDonald against Lawler, and a beautiful picture of Rory facing off Robbie in between rounds. That was the image of the absolute war. And we had a great picture of Condit after the fight with Lawlers, with the two fighters hand of the cage, the referee in between, showing that they gave it all in the fight. The picture just here. And it was really symbolic of what they gave in the fight, and how they were exhausted. And I just wanted to know, you as a coach, you were in his corner. At this time, were you still thinking about the technique aspects of the fight? What did he right? What did he wrong? Or were you enjoying the moment, or waiting for the judges' decisions? Or
yeah,
maybe
I think it was a bit of all. We were emotionally drained as well after cornering such an intense fight, and I tried to give it my all with my eyes and my voice and every bit of strategy and technique and motivation that I could give to Carlos that night. I think in that moment after the fight, we were very well aware that both Lawler and Condit had given everything they had in that performance, and I think that's a very special thing to be a part of. It's humbling as a coach and as a martial artist myself to be a part of something that I think is so special. Carlos is such a warrior. I have so much respect for him, and that fight, win or lose, and create a masterpiece. So, but yeah.
Sorry,
we lost you for a little bit. We lost you like 10 seconds. I think it's okay.
Yeah, it seems better now. But
yeah, it's all right.
Those guys created a masterpiece. They created a masterpiece that night, and I was just humbled to be a part of it. And I think Carlos won that fight. In my heart, I think
the third round, absolutely. We thought too that he won.
The third round was the close one, but I think we won 1, 3, and 4. But regardless, sometimes there's bigger things in this game than just wins and losses. And hopefully that is a fight that the fans and everyone will remember for generations.
Yeah, I think it's going to be part of the legacy of Carlos.
It might be the greatest fight of all time. Some people say it's the greatest fight of all time in MMA.
Yeah, that's humbling, because I think there's so many great fighters from around the world and so many amazing fights, and to be part of a performance like that is very special to me.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a question about another one of your fighters,
Yes.
Jon Jones. He's about to come back, and the rematch between him and Daniel Cormier is scheduled for UFC 197. So I want to know if you can break down for us, maybe technically, how the fight must happen for Jon to be able to regain his title.
Well, we have been doing a lot of film study. You know, this is the first time. Just sorry.
We lost the
We
sound,
lost
sorry.
you. Oh, sorry. We lost you again. Yeah, we didn't hear anything. Just yeah, I think it's
apologize
good
for
now.
the poor connection, guys.
No problem.
Yeah, this is the first time that Jon has had a rematch. So we have this great fight to look at as our baseline, as our template to build off of. I think in this next one, you're going to see a stronger, faster, more technical Jon Jones. We've seen lots of improvements from Daniel Cormier in his fights with Rumble Johnson and Gustafsson. Now Daniel has that championship self-belief, determination, mindset. That's a very powerful thing. But Jon's going to come in and we're going to dictate the pace of the fight even more, the pressure of the fight. I think Jon's cardio really helped win the first bout, and I think his cardio will dominate in the second. And we're preparing Jon for all areas. You know, the areas that Daniel capitalized on in the first fight, we're going to negate, and we're going to keep exposing Daniel's weaknesses.
Yeah, we felt about the first fight. We felt like Daniel was too emotional, too invested, but not in a good way. And now he's a bit more scary because, as you said, he's a champion now. So is Jon because he didn't lose. So it's like two champions facing off. And
for the first time, it's great because it seems that two guys are competing at their top. The DC is gonna be more confident, and less emotional, and Jon is gonna be really hungry to get his title back, and both of them seems to be in the hell of the shape at the top at the same time.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, and Jon has been working very hard ever since. You know, he took a little bit of time off after he was in his car accident and getting his legal stuff, the process resolved. But he's been in the gym working very hard, and the gym has always been a good place for Jon. You know, we encourage him to spend as much time as he can there, and I think the fans will get to see the best Jon Jones ever, April 23rd.
Instagram is the proof of it. Every day we get videos of Jon lifting some weights, so we can see that he's getting ready for real. But it's really exciting.
Yeah.
For a fight.
The best Jon is to come, I think, and it's a scary thought for the division.
Yeah, very, very.
And even for the heavyweight, maybe.
Yeah, maybe the heavyweight. You can maybe tell us something about the Jon moving to heavyweight.
Yeah, I think Jon moving to heavyweight will be inevitable. I don't think it will be in the super near future, but I think you know, a year, 2, 3 years, I think we'll be there. Eventually, he's just continuing to grow, to put on muscle, to become a better martial artist, and I think he'll continue to look for new challenges as well. So heavyweight will definitely become a goal sooner than later.
And just a question about that, the last one about Jon. We talked a few weeks before to a past world jiu-jitsu champion,
a
French one named Vincent Parisi, and he told us he's a heavyweight, and he told us that he thought that Jon might be too skinny in terms of bone structure to support the muscular mass, the weight, to become heavyweight. What do you think about that? It's gonna.
Well, I think we're gonna see the next generation of heavyweights not weigh, you know, the max limit of 265 pounds. I think we're gonna see heavyweights that, you know, are lighter, are faster, are more dynamic, are more technical. Not these big, slow, hulking behemoths. You know, I see Jon spar elite level heavyweights every day. He trains with, you know, Andre Arlovsky. He trained with Travis Brown in the past, Alistair Overeem. And I'll tell you that I'm very confident with Jon moving up to heavyweight.
Absolutely.
I don't think, you know, Jon weighing 265 pounds is the goal. I think Jon can just put on maybe 10 more pounds of muscle and really excel at heavyweight.
Yeah, with the speed and the explosiveness and
yeah, and what heavyweights have technique like Jones?
Yeah. No, absolutely not.
So now we would like to take your vision on how to groom a young fighter. We chose 3 fighters randomly, but because of the actuality.
And one because you train him.
Yes. So there is Tom Duquesnoy, a French fighter who's competing at Bama. He's actually the light heavyweight champion, the lightweight champion at Bama, and will be competing in 2 weeks for the bantamweight title. You have the case of Serge Northcutt. Sage, Northcutt.
Oh, yes.
Who competed and is 20 years old only, and everyone said that those kind of loss can happen. That's normal at this age. But the problem was that he was already in the UFC, and when you are competing in the UFC, you get a spotlight on you, and it's much harder than in less high division, let's say. And last one, I took the example of Paige Van Zandt. I know that you went to train Cody Garbrandt a few times at Team Alpha Male for his next fight, I think.
Yes, correct.
And she's training under fighters, but no real structure in terms of coaches. So we wanted to know what, for you, is the best way to groom and help perform a young fighter.
Yes, starting with Tom. I know he's the pride of France. He's a wonderfully exceptional martial artist, very intelligent. And that's the thing I look for most in finding a good prospect, a good prodigy to work with is their IQ, their fight level, skills, techniques, cardio, all of that can be taught and conditioned to. But the fight IQ is something I really look for. And Tom is creative. He takes his time. He is willing to take risks and travel around the world and come live in the deserts of New Mexico, USA, and train with the best and to become one of the best. So with Tom, it's a patient process. We've been working together for about 2 years now, and we just keep developing him, building up to the areas he's already strong in, working on his weaknesses, and making sure we put him with the right people. His wrestling is getting very good. And that's the area that I'm most excited to see him progress in. He's always been a very talented and creative striker. So now I'm just helping complement his wrestling technique with his striking and let them work together.
And would for you the ideal path to let him grow slowly and maturing at his own rhythm, and then going and aiming for the UFC, or maybe like Sage did with Looking for a Fight, going in there very young, in the risk of getting a knockout or submit by more experienced guys?
Sure, that there will always be that risk there with the young prospects, but I think making sure they get to the UFC level with the right, not just technique, but mindset to be able to be comfortable under the bright lights and continue to show their technique will be very important. I think Sage Northcutt is an exceptional young fighter. I think he's done the right move by moving to Montreal and working with Firas Zahabi. I think that is going to really pay off for him down his career. I know this last loss was unfortunate, but hopefully he learns from his mistakes and it motivates him and inspires him to become a better martial artist. I think he's so young and talented. I'm confident he'll have a very good career, especially now that he's at TriStar, and maybe I'll have to compete against him one day in my fighters.
You might, yeah. Yeah, and to go back to Tom, how did you come to train him? How did you meet him? We know MMA is not legal in France. At least you cannot compete. You can train, but you cannot compete. So did he come to you? How did you two meet?
Yeah, he just packed up and came to America. He wanted to visit several of the well-known American gyms, Jackson's. I know he went to Black House with Anderson Silva in Los Angeles. He went to Floyd Mayweather's gym in Las Vegas. He went to the Wild Card in Los Angeles. And I believe he looked at one more. But We were able to work with him for 2 weeks. We all really liked him. We thought we clicked well together. And then we knew he was a top prospect that was, making his ways around the gym. So it was almost like a courting, recruiting procedure for us. But at the end of the day, I was just me and he was him, and we got along very well. And then he contacted us saying he wanted to come back to Albuquerque, and our doors were open, and we've been training well together ever since.
Okay.
And the plan for him is to wipe out the whole division at Bama and then go to the UFC.
To the big leagues.
Yes, I'm excited for him to be at bantamweight. He's looking very good. This is the best camp he's ever had. I think bantamweight fits him, his bone structure, his size a little better. So I'm excited to see how he competes at bantamweight. And I think based on his next fight, we'll see what's next. But I know the UFC is inevitable for Tom.
Yeah. Let's hope so. Yeah, a Frenchman more in the UFC.
Okay, so last question. Last week you were crowned the best gym of the year, Jackson Wink. What did it mean for all the coaches and the members, and how did you celebrate it?
2015 was a very good year for us. We started the year off with Jon Jones beating Daniel Cormier. Holly Holm won her world title last year. But then we also had losses too. Cowboy Cerrone came up short. John Dotson came up short. So I don't think there was much celebration. We were very proud of what we accomplished, but we know 2016 can be even better. We have our eyes set on Jon Jones getting his title back, Holly defending hers, and we have a lot of contenders that are very close, like Alistair Overeem, and hopefully we'll see another title run for some of our other top fighters like Cowboy and Condit and Dotson.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have so much fighters that's inevitable.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Yeah, it has
yes,
to.
absolutely. And
yeah. So
we just gotta keep working hard.
Yeah, absolutely. We wanted to finish with some light questions. Oh, we lost you.
No,
it's okay.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, we wanted to finish with some light questions. You just answer like you want to. It's really quick. So my first question is, what's your favorite fight movie, combat movie?
Oh man, probably Van Damme and Bloodsport.
Yeah, good choice. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. And given the opportunity, what would be your dream fight as a matchmaker to organize? You can take anybody.
Jon Jones versus Fabricio Verdum.
Okay. It might happen in the future.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe other fun fights. I would love to see George St. Pierre and Robbie Lawler. I think that would be a very intriguing matchup.
Yeah. Who you got in that fight?
George.
He's a beast. Okay, and another question. If you were competing today as a fighter in the UFC, what would be your entrance song?
You know what? I love the old Clint Eastwood, Sergio Leone, Ecstasy of Gold, like just old cowboy spaghetti western music.
It's nice the team song where in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, where they are in the cemetery.
Yes, that one.
That's a great one.
Yeah. Good choice.
And last question, because we follow you on Instagram, and we noticed that sometimes you wear 6 Guns t-shirts. Is that your own brand? And if so, where can people find them and
purchase them?
Yeah, I make small batches every couple months. I give some out to the fighters and then save some for, supporters, fans of what we're doing. And so I'll just put random posts up on Twitter or my Instagram or my Facebook page, letting people know I have a very small amount, and they usually sell out within an hour or two. But I'm not trying to be in the t-shirt business too much, but I do appreciate everybody that supports me and our fighters here in Mexico.
They look real good. And the name 6 Gun, was it when you were fighters, your nickname as a fighter?
Yes. I New Mexico, where we live, is home of lots of cowboys like Billy the Kid, lots of famous 6-gun shooters, and
okay.
They said I had fast hands like a quick draw cowboy, so they called me 6-gun.
Okay, so then the Sergio Leone music and then your Morricone would have fit you.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Brandon. That was really nice. We don't want to take more of your time.
Thank you again. It was an honor and a pleasure.
Thank you guys very much. Merci. Have a great day. I appreciate the time. And anytime you'd like to talk, let me know.
Yeah, we wish you all the best for the fights to come and for you as a coach.
Talk to you soon, Brandon.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.